What's going on, brother?
Good, mate.
Vince?
Back in Jersey. Man.
Yeah, for a little bit, man.
Yes, sir. I'm here for the holidays.
Yeah, I know. That's why I caught you. I was like, oh, shit, yeah, Vince here. And then we can holler at him real quick.
I ain't been here for actually 3 years because of COVID.
Yeah, so, I was checking. I seen was like 2019, right? 2019. And I understand you have your lovely wife here.
Yes. / manager / person.
Your name? Sierra. Like now I gotta ask, yo, because I was looking. I was like, okay. Now I know this man. Like I know this. Pardon me. This is Attention Horse Podcast. Attention Horse Podcast. You tune in. This is episode 455, and we are here with my special guest, Vince Royale.
What up,
nigga?
Y'all know him post since college, man. Like over 20 years. I know him since
yeah.
For a minute now,
yeah. St. Peter's? Is that what?
Nah.
Which one?
NJCU.
NJCU. Oh, yeah, but we was running through both of them.
Yeah. It started as Jersey City State College. It was a community college, and they changed the name up, so they raised the tuition, but they
didn't raise the education.
Nah. It still feel like a community
from over
college.
Here, so you're seeing a little bit more to make sure that, I already see her doing her due diligence. You know what I mean? So what I was saying real quick, we're going to get right back to that. You have your lovely wife here. You're not from the East Coast.
I am not.
There's two things you said. I have no idea. You sound like you're from the East Coast. And he's known for being around a lot of beautiful women. Just so you know. I've seen that in person. But you're not from the East Coast. And I don't know what nationality you are, but you sound black as ever.
I am.
Okay, so
I told him he need to give me this t-shirt that says lightly melanated, hella black. I need that shirt for the rest of my life.
So you're black. Like you just like my mama. Like you see my mama.
So I am mixed, but I only give my black side the courtesy of having credited of raising me. I don't know the white side. They chose not to be a participant, so they didn't get no credit. So
okay, I got you. And you was raised with Big Mama them.
Yep.
That's all you know. Big Mama them.
My mom, my grandma, but I'm from St. Louis.
Yeah. Yep. I seen that. Say, how is that? I heard St. Louis ain't nothing to fuck with out there.
It's not, depending on where you go, but I have no issue saying I'm county bound as a mug. So it's
all just making sure.
All right, good.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had no idea. I knew nothing about St. Louis but Nelly. That's all I knew.
Oh, that's the bad. That's what Nelly's not. He's kind of gay. That whole area kind of gays with him too. But that don't slip. Like
don't. I'm not from the hood, but I'm not. It's not.
But you ain't far.
It's not squeaky clean.
But you ain't far.
Exactly.
You ain't far from.
She live in an area where people still get shot. It's like
well, people still getting shot, of course.
How should I say?
Yeah, nowadays
it was deceiving. It was like you think you're in the suburbs.
It looks nice,
but but people still get
good outside look.
Yeah, and I'm like,
And then you go inside. Like, and then you see it for what it is. Okay. So real quick, because I gotta get back to your path. How long you've known this man for? I'm all in your business.
We have been together. We basically only talked for a couple months and then was officially together. But we've been together for 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
Yeah, married 3 years.
That sounds like him. Yeah. Quick months. All right, that's it.
No, we had she seen me on the show on Netflix and then add me on the gram. Then that's when
we met on Instagram.
So we literally.
That's that good.
Mash made the DMs.
But don't y'all? I don't know.
Yeah, he definitely was. I followed him on IG and he messaged me saying thanks for the follow, and we basically just kind of kept the conversation going ever since then. And
she was like, I'm from the STL. I'm like, where that? I like STL.
He thought STL meant Seattle.
I know STL in St. Louis.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention enough.
Yeah, he's very green when I see all his. You start out with he's a comedian, folks, and he starts out with I'm from Jersey, or I don't know this. I'm from Jersey. I see that a lot in your act, man. Like I know you go right back to Jersey City. Like, listen, I'm from Jersey.
I left, but I ain't really leave. If that makes sense.
You've been there for a decade.
Yeah. I've been in LA for over a decade, but I grew up in Jersey.
So I'm talking about Cali now.
Cali, yeah. I've been there since 2008, but I grew up in Jersey City. So it's like it's hard to get Jersey City out. I go back and it's like, oh, I'm back.
You go back and you Joe Budden again. All right, it's fine. We all know. Anyways, what I was gonna say,
but I don't. You know what? I like people in Jersey City not knowing what I do. If that makes sense, because I seen rappers get robbed.
You trying to escape it? You trying to escape, brother? You can't escape.
I just want to be.
We all are victims of trying to escape our past. That's all we are trying to do. Jesus Christ. Because you know me, and when you knew me, like back then, all that, you knew me, I was very, very, very angry man.
Yeah. But I thought everybody was like that.
No, we was around a lot of negativity.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up like that. I like, all right, everybody.
Yeah, but
mad.
we were just extra. It was like the sauce on it. You know what I mean? It was like you just dipping it. It was just.
I mean, if
we wasn't around, like not to cut you off. Like you St. Louis, I know that's a whole different. We wasn't around shit like that. Like if we were, we put ourselves in that environment, and we wasn't. It was
and I do a lot of traveling, and there's hoods in different parts of the country.
Mm-hmm.
But New York and Jersey, I think people are extra mad because it's cold as shit.
And you on top of each other.
Yeah, you know what? There's not a lot of space. It's like, you know what? And I've been in the hood in LA, and it's nicer. It's like if you get shot, at least you'll see palm trees as you're falling.
Oh, God is right there. Oh,
wow. You know what I'm saying? If you get shot in Jersey and New York, you're like, abandoned buildings.
Pigeons just shit on me. Yeah, pigeon just flew over.
It's like you got to just pick your poison.
Oh, you gotta check it all. Yeah, I gotta check this one. You gotta check that one.
But I thought it was normal for people to have that animosity growing up because on top of that, the type of hip hop we grew up with.
We want to move it over because he seems comfortable. No, but he seems comfortable in that corner. And we don't.
He steadily keeps leaning back.
We ain't trying to be hugged up though. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to cuddle. No cuddle buddies, bro.
No, we good.
Listen, we're doing this episode fucking early as fuck. Now, this man hit me. I'm sorry, I'm very transparent.
No, you good.
This man hit me yesterday and was like, yo, what was address? Gave him address. All that shit. Can we do the show early? Normally I do it around 8, 7, 6. You know, I know. Oh, okay. I understand that. Normally I do that. He hit me like early afternoon. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm thinking 3 maybe. This motherfucker's like 1 or earlier. I'm like, earlier, nigga. I ain't prepared.
No, because normally at night that's my work nights. You know what I mean? I'm usually out.
I understand comedians they work most of the time at night. And you've been here
like a stripper
on vacation. Yeah, why don't they have a stripper comedian?
No, they do. They
are.
Yeah.
I'm out the loop. I'm fucking with my dollars going to the wrong person. You better make me laugh too and shake that ass. Laugh and shake that ass, girl.
You know what I realized though, going back to what you were saying earlier, why you were angry when we were younger. And I think because in the 80s and 90s, hip hop was gangster and we grew up listening to that. Like, you know, the soundtrack to our life emulated the streets.
But we were never, listen, I moved from the Bronx in 93. I haven't been around real shit like that unless I put myself in it. You know what I mean? Even though we were in Jersey City,
but still,
we didn't stay around that area like that.
But I feel like people got robbed to like the soundtrack. Like, you know what I mean? When somebody pulls up on it, it's usually like Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang, Biggie.
Good shit.
Yeah, good music. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's really in the mood to rob people when you're listening to like happy, trappy music.
Oh yeah, like Easy Like Sunday Morning or some shit.
Yeah,
you ain't robbing nobody to that, right?
And I felt like
Easy Like Sunday Morning. I'm gonna get this motherfucker.
But I feel like it was the soundtrack had to do with people being angry back in the 90s because a lot of music.
Though also we was just generally speaking, we were in amongst very arrogant, very minded type people, and we were always trying. I think we were always trying to outdo each other back then. I think, and you live and you learn. You're a kid, you're a teenager, you're in your 20s into your 30s. You still listen. I ain't learned. Listen, I ain't really start growing up till I was 37. I tell you that right now. Right now, I was running around. I didn't have an idea in my head or nothing until my pop passed, and I had to look at everything the way I had to look at, like what am I going to be? Then that's when I started like, all right, I gotta get this taken care of.
Yeah.
So
I mean, sometimes it's a little. I'm still learning. I'm
We
still
all are.
growing up, but I feel like I still have.
You're a young man.
I never want to let that go because I feel like our youth is a big part of our creative process and creativity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A lot of us are falling into a system of 9 to 5 working, and we lose our creativity.
Mm-hmm. Let me check it. Go ahead. I'm listening. This is what I do.
That's just me trying to sound smart.
You are smart.
Thank you, baby. She like my hype man. She my cheerleader. Yeah, you is smart, man.
Get another one? Why you always get? Listen, this man here. Let's go to the training day car. All right, so this is what happened, right? Years ago, this different eras of my life. I understand. I have so many eras. Years ago, in the early 2000s, 200,000 years ago, or whatever the fuck, I met this man as a rapper first.
And I was making beats too. I was rapping.
Okay, Kanye, beats. I ain't mean for you to take my but
it wasn't good beats, but it was. I was making.
I was like, yo, I remember beats. You had a mixtape too, or a CD.
I had all that.
Yeah. And from my understanding, was it Sim Messiah or a different name?
Yeah, it was that.
It was Sim. He's like, don't say that shit.
I said,
don't tell these people I got money. I got people spending money on me. What are you talking about? I
was my rap name. I was like bad and good at the same time.
Yeah, we were all had names back then. We thought it was fly to be like an old name, but make it like new age.
Yeah, because I remember I had I don't know if you ever been to my mother's basement, but I had a studio set up. I don't know if you ever been, but I had like a beat machine. I had I won a workers' comp case, and because I was working at the New Jersey Turnpike, and I got hit by a car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I won like $20,000.
You won bread when
when I got hit. So I bought studio equipment. I said, yo, I'm gonna be the next P Diddy. So I got me a keyboard, beat machine, a mix board, everything, a computer. Yo, I was like, yo, I'm gonna make some great music.
Okay.
I was a
but then we were doing the open mics and all that stuff like that.
Yeah, but it turned into a spot where everybody in the hood just came to smoke weed, and my mother was.
I'm mad because I wasn't smoking weed back then. What the fuck was I on? Like, I wouldn't have been as angry. I tell you that much. I wouldn't have been as angry. Like, this really calms me down now. Like, I really need my bud. I'm sorry.
But that was college. I really thought, you know what I mean? That was my, I was so focused. I was
he always had, he didn't have a fitted with a VR on it. He had a do-rag on.
Yep.
Yeah. No glasses.
I had long hair back in college.
And he somehow, some way, we run around Jersey City, man, or whatever. And somehow every time I seen him, no disrespect, every time I seen him, it was another girl.
I believe it.
I was like, and it wasn't like no random girl.
No, it was because I had the training day car.
I remember the girl. I remember that girl from the training day car because she made history being that girl in the training day car. But there were other girls before that. Sorry, there were other girls before that. She was very, very curvy. But you had girls before that. But the training day car was like the icing on the cake, nigga. Like you would drive around low key. Training day car tinted out, all black. Cause he had the do-rag waving. This motherfucker, and then the passenger just window go down. I said, "Who do that?" And now we all chilling together, driving around Jersey City. I'm like, this is ridiculous. You were a legend.
I was cute when I was in college. That was my prime, and as far as looks, you know what I mean. But I think it's because you know what it was. I'd seen Training Day.
Wave that flag, nigga.
And I said, I want that.
Did you just come from Jamaica?
I want that car.
DR? You gave him an island, nigga.
Like, Jamaica.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I saw Training Day, and I said, I want that car.
Now I can't unsee Sean Paul. Now I can't see it.
I am, my uncle was selling a Chevy Capri in 1987. He sold it to me for
day car.
$700. He sold it to me for, but I hooked it up.
What was the mileage on it?
It had over like 300? Maybe 200,000 miles on it. But I said, it was my very first car. I'm gonna hook it up and I'll make it look like the Training Day car.
Nigga,
so I put rims on it. Yes. I tinted it. I had a dice in the mirror.
Yeah, he did.
That was the
and he just rolled up. Imagine that. This motherfucker.
That was the lady magnet. That was the secret, man, back in the day. And I was in college.
And this man, he was quiet. He wasn't like braggadocious. You was more on business. You was managing people. and you was rapping, then you started going into management, right? And then you had a long range in management. And then after that, what did you do exactly?
I was because during college I was interning at Sony.
Okay.
So that was like, you know what? It makes more sense for me to manage rappers. And
all you knew was rappers around you.
Yeah. So I was like, it makes more sense for me to. I have an in the business, in the industry, so I did that for a while. But no, in 2008, I left it all behind. I moved to LA, and
I remember having. We at Starbucks or some diner. Is me, Karen, and you. And we said, I think this is before we saw the show. It might have been after the show. We went and we talked after that. That's the last time I think I remember seeing you.
No, there was time after that.
Nah, because it was that show. Because I remember me and Karen went to the show together, and I think we saw you after.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we went to like a diner or something, and you was like, I think you had came back because you were already in Cali, and you was like, I'm going back to California, and I mean that was the last time. That was 2012.
And I didn't expect, like you said, you remember me from me trying to pursue a career in music.
Yeah.
Right. And I've always been a big hip hop head.
Yeah.
I looked up to like Russell Simmons, P. Diddy at that time.
He's in that.
I was in that zone. I was like, I'm going to start my own record label.
You babysitting motherfuckers when you think about it.
Yeah, right? But then I realized, man, why I needed.
You gotta babysit him.
Then when I moved to LA, I went through this huge breakup, and I was depressed. So I was hanging out in dive bars.
I understand. I know. I remember that relationship that went into that. Yeah.
So I was going through depression. I was hanging out at bars, bowling alleys, and I was watching stand-up comedy. And that's the only thing
that made you laugh.
That made me laugh and forget about what I was going through.
But then you say at one point, I think when we talked, you said, because I never thought of you as a comedian, but you have that dry wit. You know what I mean? Like
I've always liked writing, so I feel like me being a rapper at that time helped me with my writing, like a transition.
And then your raps were kind of like horrifying and funny, like a little mixture of the two. And like I've thought about,
but you know what it was though,
too, but
because
stand-up
it's a whole different genre and game. For me, it's like I associated music and hip hop as my past or what I was going through. So I wanted to start fresh and something new when I moved to LA.
Okay, I got you.
So I knew I still love entertainment.
So you left and became a whole nother, it's like when a girl leaves.
Yeah, and I said, you know what? No, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do something new. And I just fell in love with the art of stand-up comedy. I became obsessed because during that time I was depressed. So like I'm just watching comedy all the time. And I remember somebody asking me to do an open mic. I said, I'll give it a shot. And I was like, I was drinking at that time, so I was just ranting, freestyling, basically comedy, and people were laughing. And they're like, yo, the host was like, you funny, come back next week. I got
that's how I hear comedy starts. Someone goes up there on open mic, and then he's like, they get the little
and he said, come back next week. We got a comedy contest. You can win some cash. I came back the following week, won cash, and I said, okay, it's on. And I said, okay,
I can make money off of this motherfucker.
Well, I knew every time when I start something new, I obsess over it. Like I became like a mad scientist now. Like now I had to study.
Break it down.
I had to study the greats. I started watching like comedy specials, all the greats: Richard Pryor, Chris Rock, George Carlin, Bill Hicks, Red Fox,
Bill
everybody.
Hicks? Don't you mean my man?
You thinking Sam Kinison?
No, not Sam Kinison. I was trying to go into the whole thing that Bill Hicks is fucking the guy that they. Who did Kanye do that interview with? That was big when he had the mask on.
I don't know.
All right, we fucked it up. I fucked it up. Go ahead. It matters not. Fuck it. Go back. Bill Hicks, go.
Yeah, so the whole point is I became a student of stand-up comedy. And I said, okay, cool. This is how, I just continued to go up on stage every like at least 3-4 times a night. I did this for months. And finally I bumped into Tommy Davidson from In Living Color at the Laugh Factory, right?
Funny.
That dude's a comedy legend.
Yes.
One of the original cast members of In Living Color.
That's right.
You're talking about like
and Wu. Don't play him. Wu. Yeah. Mm-hmm. you don't know Wu?
So
Jada. Okay.
I remember that. But I was like, I was so in awe when I saw
Booty Call would have been better. Go ahead.
Booty Call. Booty Call. with Bill Bellamy. Yep.
Yeah. So that's with Jamie Foxx's Booty Call.
No, Booty Call. Bill Bellamy was in it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Right. They're both in it.
Yeah, they're probably both in it.
I don't remember. Go ahead.
But Bill Bellamy coined the term booty call.
No, I think he coined the term booty call, but I don't think he was in the actual movie.
I know Jamie Foxx.
Really?
Jamie Foxx is in the movie. He termed it.
Okay, we got to.
Don't worry.
We got
Come on, comedy history, brother.
We got to Google that.
Yeah,
we got to Google it.
Anyway. Nah, we can't. Phones is working. Yeah.
My point is, this is the first established veteran comedian I met early in my when I first started. So I'm like 6 months in the game, and I meet Tommy Davidson. I'm in LA, right?
Yeah.
And I asked him, Tommy, what's your advice for me? I'm coming up. I'm new to stand up.
Keep doing it.
I'm going up 3-4 nights a week. You know, well, what's your advice?
Keep going.
He goes, no. He goes, 3-4 nights a week. You got to go up 7 nights.
Keep going.
7 nights a week, 3-4 nights a night. Every night he goes, you got to do it till it's instinctive, till you're on stage, and you just like, you can do comedy with your eyes closed, like driving a car. It's instinctive. You got to trust the comedy gods. It has to be a zen. And I said, all right, cool. I'll take that in consideration. And I asked myself, like, damn, where can I do comedy 7 nights a week? There's no way you can do that in LA because you got to drive.
Well, places. The LA scene, I got that up there. The LA scene versus the New York scene. Like New York has a plethora, right?
Exactly. So I started talking to comedians, and they said, "You from Jersey, New York? You need to move back." And I said,
"That's one of the times that I seen you."
Yeah, okay, and they said, "Move back to New York." And I called my mother. I said, "You know what? I love comedy. I'm a master of the art." So 2011 or 12, I moved back to Jersey City.
Can I ask a question before you go in?
Yes,
so if you're saying that, would you be saying that New York is used more as a training like facility more, and you could take that to California to showcase it more? Is that?
I feel like you can definitely grow as a comic in LA, but New York definitely is a better training ground because there's more stage time.
Okay.
But I've seen some
people that stay on the West Coast and do it.
Sharp, very strong LA comedians. But I feel like New York comics tend to progress faster. But you know, the strong comedians, there's strong comedians in LA too. But I knew I just needed to get better. So I said, you know what, let me move to Jersey with my mother. And because there's more stage time in New York and Jersey. I could go up 2-3 times a night, which I did. I moved back 2000. This is you know, I'm in LA for like 2-3 years, and I decided to move back. And with my mother, I started going up 2-3 times a night in New York, and I did it for about 2 years. Right, and that's when I met with I met with a lot of great New York comics too, and a lot of them knew me from college because I used to book comedy shows while I was in school, and I was like, "Yo, remember I used to book you for comedy shows when I was in NJCU, and they would give me stage time." Yeah, I was doing the events there. So I got a lot, and then so I did that for a good 2 years. Then everybody in New York was like, "Why'd you leave LA? You gotta be on TV." So 2000.
So it does like the California. It like promotes it out more.
So I decided, yeah, you know, you're right. I gotta be seen. So I moved back to LA around 2012, 13, and then auditioned for everything. And then for like 3 months, I auditioned straight and landed like a few.
I was watching because I remember back then when you was doing comedy, you had a couple skits and things, and you also have like an alter ego we'll talk about. But I was watching some of your skits and some like acting work. You got a good like feel for acting.
Yeah,
like
you know
I think that's a good future for you as far as like getting into some drama work too with it.
I like acting, but like I was telling Sierra earlier, a lot of comics, a lot of actors do stand up to get more acting opportunities. Versus I'm the opposite. I do acting so I can get more stand up opportunities because I'm more passionate about stand up, the craft itself. Does that make sense? Which is no wrong way to go about it.
But you're still in a acting formation.
Yeah,
you're on stand up.
I feel like
you're in your groove, right?
I feel like it's stand up is a different animal because it's, you know, I'm not acting up there. I'm having a conversation with the audience. You know, and versus like, you know, like a lot of comedians.
Well, people come up there with their characters and act that out.
Sometimes for me, it's like Yeah, I tell a lot of younger comics to like stop performing the way you write.
Like when you on stage,
like this ain't a monologue. You know what I mean?
That's that takes me to the thing because rapping.
Patrice O'Neal, right?
Okay, go into it then. Fuck it.
I bump into Patrice in front of the Comedy Cellar. Me and another comic were outside
2011.
around that time. He was still, rest in peace, one of my favorite comedians of all time.
Favorite, yeah.
Me and my buddy,
he would have killed this. Oh, if he lived.
Me and my buddy had notebooks, right? We're reading it, and he starts laughing. What the fuck y'all doing, man? That's like we remember you know what I'm saying, trying to go over our jokes. He goes, man, put that shit away, man. He goes, you gotta remember jokes is like an emotional memory. You don't go into a party or a bar and be like,
and read it.
Yeah, and read. Yo, you remember that time that me and Jay?
But that what he said, what you're bringing up makes sense. When I used to write, I used to write raps, doing music, all that shit. I used to steady read off the paper, and it was horrible because you're trying to memorize and deliver and have a feeling at the same time.
Yeah.
Once I stopped writing. Like when I do music now for the last, I don't know how many years, few years, when I did music, I used to just say, fuck it. I used to just memorize everything in my head and go in there and I already know it. So now I'm expressing it more. So it gives the feeling, a better feeling.
Exactly.
You're not robotic. You don't sound like a way, and people will receive it better than it and people say it's not really freestyle. What you're doing is you're just not writing it on paper. You're just keeping it in your head. Exactly. And you're structuring it. That's all it is.
A lot of my jokes and my material I know through emotional memory. You know, I'll have a set list, but it's not like written word for word. It'd be like bullet points of what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
But that's how I remember. And I say it enough times to play with it. You know what I mean? Like at this particular word, I'm gonna make the spatial expression. I'm gonna emphasize this word. And it becomes a dialogue with the audience.
Versus, like a real conversation.
Yeah, versus like, I'm not here to act out a play or musical. I'm here to have a conversation with the audience.
No High School Musical over here.
Yeah, one of my mentors told me, like, I'm on a date with the audience. I think of stand-up like intercourse, like sex, right? First is foreplay, and then it's intercourse, and then it's climax. That's how I create my set now.
That sounds like how the story, the intro, the body, and
basically that's what it is. So that's how I approach it.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. You're a comedian. You've been a comedian for about over 10 years.
Going on 15.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah, good, nice.
And I felt like I would accomplish a lot more because earlier, the first few years of stand-up, I was so distracted because I wasn't used to being the person getting the attention. I was always behind the scenes, as you knew me before.
Yeah, definitely.
I never knew how to be an artist.
And you never looked like you wanted to grasp for it, like other people.
But you know what I mean? Like I was still immature and I was still chasing ass. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay,
stop.
Actually, stop.
In a way.
I mean, at that time.
That time. So it got me. My priorities weren't there. So I felt like a lot of my stand-up kind of the energy was misplaced. Versus now, like I'm glad I got married because now I'm like I'm a different beast now. Like I'm a lot more focused, and my material is sharper, and now it's like okay. But I feel like it was perfect timing because I'm glad I didn't shoot a special
at the time that y'all met. Where was your head at?
Self-work.
Yeah, a lot of self-work. Okay. Right. But I felt like my comedy now compared to what it was 10 years ago. I was funny 10 years ago, but now if I were to put out a comedy special now, it's a different, more polished version of me.
You're a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
That's what they say in
comedy. Exactly.
You did it how many years you are,
and I'm glad because when I made my first few years of comedy, I was like, man, I can't wait to I'm ready to put out my special now. Then I look back and I watch videos of myself. I'm like, man, I'm so much sharper now. And I'm glad. So like, I'm glad I waited, and I feel like I'm a lot more confident now that I could bring a better product to the world.
Okay.
I'm glad I waited. So now it's like, now I'm getting a lot more stage time and exposure now because I tour. and I'm in front of people from different walks of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Different cities. Because I see a lot of comics, they only play New York, or they only play LA.
They play where they're comfortable.
Or they only play Chicago. They only play black rooms or white rooms or Latin rooms.
You got to be able to.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? I knew I needed to be a strong comic. I had to be able to play different rooms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm doing cruise ships. So
yeah,
like,
I see that. You doing Love Boats?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. And like when I started doing that,
you got your bow tie. You need to do a skit like that with the afro. You be fine, man. I'm telling you.
No, they got actually dope comedy club in the ships. But what I like about it is that I'm playing to people from all over the world in the country.
Okay.
So like, okay, so my material got you know what I mean? I can't talk about local stuff. No. I got to talk about like, okay, what's funny to people from
what are the type of
Indianapolis?
What type of people are on the boats? Like different types.
It depends on how long the boat is, how long the cruise is. I mean,
so you could talk
so like if it's like a 3-4 day cruise, it's a younger audience. You know, it's like a party audience. Like if you're leaving out of Miami, that Miami audience is lit.
Oh yeah, they.
You know what I mean, bro?
You're fucked up.
It's crazy.
I'm talking about the older audience.
The older audience, they'd be like, those are like the 10-day, 14-day cruises, the retirees.
Do you like those? Do you like doing the?
I mean, I can do them. You know what I mean? But I'm more. I like the younger audience. You know what I mean? I can do them. It's like I get tight. Like they don't. I get paid to do a job.
Oh, they looking for a certain. They're looking for a certain type of act.
There's just some stuff like even if it's something that you're joking about that they can relate to, it's almost like sometimes they're afraid to show you that they can let loose like that. Okay. It's like they think it's funny, they think it's hilarious.
Oh, but they don't want to showcase it.
Well, it's not their fault because if they laugh too hard, like a kidney might burst.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, pop a kidney right there. Time for me. Pop a kidney, girl.
Oh
but I've done all kinds of gigs. Like even before I started doing cruise ships or traveling, I've done it all from dive bars, coffee shops, people's backyards, bowling alleys. But I felt like I needed to do these gigs in order for me to be a stronger comedian. How else will I get experience or deal with people that are drunk and just yelling at me? You feel me?
Well, you seem a little bit at home with drunk people yelling.
I like it. I don't mind it. But there are a lot of comics that hate that. A lot of comics hate it when like
this is my thing. You have to have the toughest skin. You can't get sensitive. What a sensitive comedian? What is that? I don't understand, especially in this day and age. Because you're the person that's supposed to make the sensitive person get mad at you or think a different way. You know what I mean?
For me, I have a response to a lot of that. But a lot of comics, like you said, when you're sticking to your script, you have this idea like,
throw that shit out.
Yo, you never know when somebody's gonna yell or something's gonna happen in the room where you have to freestyle it.
Yeah, you go.
But I feel like that's important to be able to have that flexibility.
And you really never know who's going to be in the audience. I don't want to tell the story, but there was one instance where a lady was being overly so.
Overly so in what?
She was heckling, so she wouldn't shut up.
Oh, she was there for that. Yeah, she was.
And can I tell the story?
Yeah, go ahead.
So he had a show.
Just in case, I like to make sure
this
you're loud
lady is heckling in the front, but nobody can understand what she's saying. And at a point, he'll go around it, but if you consistently keep being a nuisance, he's gonna address it.
Oh shit!
If other way, okay, you're good.
You're good.
But so basically, Vince goes, "Oh, somebody need to get this lady. Tell her she can't have no more drinks." Blah blah blah. Basically, trying to say she's drunk. Right? Turns out her friend goes, he's like, "Oh, you're too drunk. You can't even understand what you're saying." Her friend goes, "Oh no, she's not drunk. She's mute. The lady can't talk.
Is she's mute?
She's a mute. She cannot say words.
But she's heckling? That's the heckle?
Yes. Anytime you do anything, and this is what a lot of people don't understand, when you're at a comedy show, anytime you do anything where a comedian has to stop and address you, or he's thrown off, you're heckling.
Yeah, because you're fucking up the flow.
Even if it's helpful, even if it's funny, it's still heckling. This lady's a mute, and she is drunk heckling my husband on stage. But
I know she was mute.
Yeah, so the whole audience got quiet.
So you could have had a whole.
Yes, I'm going in on it.
Like her friend goes, she's mute, and the whole audience goes.
First thing I think is Helen Keller. I'm sorry.
No, exactly. No,
that's the first thing I think.
That's seriously, but because the lady was such a good sport about it, she understood what she was doing and all that. she was she was nice. They took pictures at the end of the show and all that, but you never know the fact that he has that story. It's a hilarious story now.
Yeah, you know but at the time.
But if you had somebody that didn't know how to stay on their game and maintain their set, that wouldn't have been such a funny story.
I'm gonna tell. So I'm in this crazy about. I don't know if you want to hear one of the craziest gigs I did. So this is when I was in the desert. I did it for a biker bar.
Yep.
Right. So I'm there. My boys
now yous can't leave, huh?
No, yeah. I said, you know what? I don't care. I've done shows. I've done shows for like super hood spots. I've done shows in like.
But you comfortable there?
Yeah, I'm comfortable though. Yeah. Like back in the day, I walked into abandoned furniture stores where they had like somebody.
That's where the bodies are.
Yeah. They do comedy shows in Inglewood, California, in Hawthorne, right? There's an abandoned furniture store back in the day, and the gate was closed. I had to text the dude to let me in. And you go in there, it's like a bunch of pimps. You know what I mean? They had a taco truck in the back. It was cool, you know? So like I'm used to that kind of like
taco truck in the back.
Yo, most shows in Cali, those are
oh wait, let me not lie, because I know there's a whole different like culture over there.
Yeah.
It is different from what I know is like Latin. So yeah, I'm not.
But over here, it was you know what I mean? I love doing hood spots or like or you know hole in the wall spots because I felt like it makes me a stronger comic.
Yeah.
You
Definitely.
Know? So my boy's like, this maybe happened 5-6 years ago. It was the day after the Vegas shooting. You remember the Vegas shooting?
Yeah.
And so everybody's all
uptight
already. And he said, yo, I got a show tomorrow. I need you to headline. I said, cool. I'm getting paid. He goes, yeah, but it's in the middle of the desert in the biker bar. I said, I don't care. I'll do it. You know what I mean? I've done biker bars before. Whatever. For some reason, they like my shit, right?
That's funny,
So I'm in the show. There's like 5 comedians waiting. I go last because I'm headlining. But the host, you know.
What kind of bikers are we talking about?
I'm talking about like Sons of Anarchy type of bikers.
That or the other one?
No, Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, okay, those slim skin.
Okay. Yeah, a mixture of the Mayans and Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Both of them?
Yeah. So
we get a lot of that.
Yeah,
that's
so we
prison shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm there. The host goes up and they heckling him. So he tells them to shut the fuck up, right? And next thing you know, they're about to fight. So they break up the fight. So the whole show is awkward at this point, right? He's bringing up comedians. I go up and I'm killing for about 15 minutes, right? I'm doing my headlining set. Next thing you know, there's commotion in the back. Like there's about to be a fight. Then somebody yells, he's got a gun. The host of the show is former military. So he's packing. And then so he pulls out the gun because they were trying to jump him, the bikers.
Oh, okay.
So everybody starts running out of the bar.
What kind of gun was it? Just regular?
Listen to what he does when the gun comes out.
Yeah. Because everybody's running because everybody's tense because of the Vegas shooting happened the day before.
I got you. So they more.
The Vegas only 4 hours away.
I'm still in comedy mode. Yeah. I'm still on the stage.
So they thinking they hitting this. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I'm like, damn, how am I going to close my set now?
He's still on stage.
Yeah, I'm still on stage. Like, do I close? Because I only did 15 minutes.
Do you say something?
I'm supposed to do 30 minutes. So I look at the host. You know what I mean? And I know the host. I know he's not going to shoot me because he's about to pay. He got to pay me.
Maybe he'll shoot you so he don't have to pay you. Shit. Wait, hold up. I got the gun already. These niggas are scared. Fuck that.
So I look at him like, yo, what you want me to do? And he goes, Vince, get the fuck off stage. Get out of here, bro.
Like, do I finish my set? He's like, dude, go home.
He's like, get the fuck out of here, bro. And I'm
he was really debating. Listen, they about to jump. He got the gun out. People are panicking.
But I'm still on comedy mode.
How do I close this mode?
Yeah, and then no, because I'm still like, yo. And as soon as I get off stage and I realize he ain't paying me yet, and I told him,
oh shit, I want my money.
I said, yo, just Venmo me. I tell him, I look at him, just Venmo me.
This nigga said, hold up, you're making negotiations with this motherfucker when he's holding off on the
Yeah.
Yo, I got you, my man. I got you.
I know. I mean, it wasn't me that was trying to jump him. He hired me.
The question is, did he Venmo?
Yeah, he did Venmo me. So actually, the next day, right?
He got the Venmo.
The next day he texts me. He goes, "Hey, I'm sorry about last night. I'm sorry what went down. You know, I just sent you the Venmo. I got you though. I'm gonna bring you back." And I'm like, I don't know. I want to go back.
Venmo me first, just in case I don't show.
But I've done some like really wild shows. That one stood out to me the most.
That's a good one. That looks like a good skit type of thing you could put together.
Man.
That would be interesting.
And like I'm doing comedy, like, and then I don't talk about my bombing stories. Like
but
I'm
you have
usually,
to bomb.
In order, like Chris Rock says, like, you know, great comics bomb because we take risks. You know what I mean? So it don't really affect me.
Wag ones bomb. They all bomb.
I don't bomb a lot, but when I do bomb, it stands out to me. This story I've never told on a podcast before. This shit was funny.
Thank you.
My boy Lamont, right? I'm gonna tell the story because it's so funny to me now, right? Because it wasn't even my fault. He goes, "Hey Vince, I want to hire you for a private gig." And I'm like, "Cool, I love private gigs, right? Because they pay hundreds of dollars. Yeah, okay. I'll do a private gig."
That sounds like when the strippers go to entertain the police. Go ahead.
No, but it's for a memorial service of this college football star that passed away.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said,
popularity.
Okay, I mean, why would you hire comedians for this type of gig?
Yeah, that is true. It's a memorial, right?
Right, because he was a
Only
fan.
Comedians do like jokes at.
But anyway, because the kid was a fan of comedy and the arts. So the whole itinerary of the show was like a talent show where they had poets, singers, gospel singers.
They're getting opportunity while he's dying. Is he dead?
Well, no.
That's an opportunity experience.
It was packed. There was basically a celebration of his life. Right?
Okay,
which cool. I don't mind doing that. I'll do that. He liked that. It was a good crowd. So it was set up like a banquet. So there's tables here. They had a gospel choir perform. They had a poet.
They had Yeezy choir.
They had a comedian. But they didn't have. Usually, I like to go up right after a comedian. You know what I mean? Usually the flow, because people are in a mood to laugh, right?
Yeah.
So already, usually, like, I don't like shows when they throw in the singer here and then the dancer and then the comedian, and like I don't want a variety show.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be singers, let me just see singers. If it's comedy, cool, man. I want to be in that mood, in that zone. You don't want the emotions to go up and down.
Flow with it.
All right. So they had a singer. I'm about to go up next. But the host of the event goes, "Oh, before we bring up your next comedy act, we want to do a slideshow of this young boy's life." Right?
And then you go?
Yeah. So they do a slideshow presentation. It's like a montage of this kid's life.
And
right?
then everybody's going to tear up.
Yo, everybody, the whole room was crying, sad. They had like a 5-minute montage, right? And like, why would they put that up right before me? So they go,
you should have went and then they did that shit.
But you know what I mean? I don't know who planned and put it together, but they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, the next guy is really funny. He's here to make us laugh."
Who the fuck?
Guys, get up for Vince Royale. I'm like,
everybody's crying.
People still in tears. I'm up there.
What was the first line you had to say?
I don't remember because that was a blur. I had such a hard time lifting up the energy of the room again because everybody was so sad. Like I'm supposed to. So I did so bad. I talked to the promoter. I like, you know what? That was on me. You don't even gotta give me. He still paid me.
Yeah.
But
it was the setup. Yeah. It was definitely the setup.
The promoter wasn't responsible for how the order of events was, but
but that one stood out to me the most. And I talked to him a couple of months ago about it. And he was like, "Man, that was funny." And he goes, "I apologize. I put you in that situation." Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why they put you up after the montage."
Yeah, that was the whole fuck up. God damn it, shit. I want to actually get some of this stuff off here. I want to ask you real quick. You brought up Patrice. Patrice is one of my favorite.
One of the goats,
best.
Man.
He would like he saved my life in ways no one can understand because he was brutally honest and he made me look at myself for who I was and accept it.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I have to say. You mentioned him, and I would always think if he was alive today, it would be different. I mean, Dave Chappelle, I think, is the only person that's able to say shit and not really get this quote unquote.
People don't know his impact on the comedy community. I went to his eulogy, right? Patrice, that church, I forgot what street it was. It was like in uptown, right? But it was packed. Must have been like 3,000-4,000 people there. And I remember, I think Kevin Hart was there, Chris Rock.
I heard about it
and they were doing a eulogy, but it felt like a comedy show.
Yeah, that's how I heard. They was just cracking.
They was cracking jokes at the church. I never seen.
But I said that's what comedians do when one of them pass, and if they're really tight. You know what I mean? That's how they.
But it was so dope to see people come together and kind of just pay homage to this man who had such a big impact on the comedy community and just.
And a lot of people don't know. They know him, but don't know him because they know him through different movies and different things he did.
Yeah.
But just to know like his comedy, his mind state, what he was trying to do, how he was trying to be himself and not submit to like how the corporation wants your comedians to be and shit like that.
Right.
You know, that was very like that. I learned a lot. And the one thing I know he would do is he'd have a lot of shit to say today with this term cancel culture. So I want to ask you, well, how do you feel comedy is dealing with this whole cancel culture wave? Does it affect you?
Absolutely. You know what? I feel like comedy is always evolving, but you know, great comics will always adapt. It's hard to cancel. You can't never have no comedy at all. But I feel like there's always going to be a genre of people that's not gonna. There's always going to be a group of people that not like certain genres.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can't please everybody.
No. They all going.
You know, like yo, if you don't like hip hop, listen to country music. You know, I feel like if you don't like. If you don't like this kind of comedy, there's always gonna be critics.
You set me up. I said, listen, this is the only time I'm a comedian when I'm on here. This is my stage. This is my stage. I just can't do it in front of people like you. I'll be like, listen.
I feel like
I'm not a roaster.
I'm not easily offended, so I don't know, but I know there's a new generation of people that are offended about everything. But I feel like, yo, if you don't like this shit,
is it the Z generation?
So pause,
okay.
Pause. I feel like it's an amalgam of everybody. Baby boomers feel like now they get their opinions out there. Gen X feel like now they getting their opinions out there. Gen Z especially getting their opinions out there. We have been all unanimously as a planet been given a platform to where everybody thinks that their opinion is gold. And so now, since everybody feels like their opinion has that much weight, when we all know sometimes it don't, is that if we have differences, it's not okay to agree to disagree. We all can't vibe off of different stuff. If I don't like this and I'm offended by this, I feel like everybody else got to be mad too. That's how it is.
Yeah. They see, everybody plays victim, and then they use their victimhood to be a bully on someone else. That's
there's exactly so many things. I'm a comedian first, you know, and I listen to a lot of comedy and a lot of comics. There's some things that I don't agree with, and I don't think that's funny, you know. But I'm not gonna go out there and pick this person because you know what? I love the fact that we have the ability for a free speech.
And I think,
do you know what I mean? Because there's some of the shit that I say that I probably can't get away with in other countries.
I think comedy is the last line of free speech. Whatever it is, it's the last line. It's the only time. Listen, we live in an era where there was an era in the 70s and the 60s. I mean, towards the 70s.
And hold on a second. Okay. Hold that thought real quick.
I'm going to hold it.
When I say free speech, not hate speech.
No.
There's a difference. You know what I mean?
I don't like that. I don't deal with that term. Me personally, if that's the case, then everything from 20 to 15 something was hate speech, and that was regular speech. This is when this is my issue with everything, and I don't want to be the bully, but I think it's mostly like female that are pushing it, but they take words and put different definitions to it, so it helps them out. When did hate speech become hate speech? If that's the case, we all have hate speech.
I think, like, I can tell the difference between that's that person's speaking from a place of hate. That's what I mean.
I got you.
Versus a person that just, you know what I mean? You can tell, this person's definitely. He's not trying to be
is
malicious about it.
It's where it's coming from. I understand that, but when you quote these terms, gaslighting and all these new terms, even toxic, I was like, the only thing toxic, the only time people use that word, toxic avenger, chemicals, like Yeah, I'm that old. I'm old.
Let's turn toxic positive.
I mean, I'm just saying in general, like it has to do with I honestly see the way things are going, like even with the Megan shit, whatever we talk about, it is pushing a gender war, and mostly in the black community. It's really not too much in everybody else's culture. It's really in the black community this is happening, and this has been systemic since the fucking 70s, since they was pushing drugs, since they was getting rid of the black man in the family. Then what they did is they pushed women up in the community because they allowed them certain assistance. So when they get certain assistance, now they able to do better. Now you getting that from your white daddy, but you ain't gonna call him that because that's the government.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how I see everything is a snowball. And I just want our people to see it for what it is. It's not falling into the trap. You know what I mean? That's just generally where I'm coming from. Sorry, I had to.
No, that's message.
Message. Pardon.
You gotta say stuff like that because if people don't say stuff like that, who sparks the thought? Like, so it's like, don't apologize.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm from a different era. We're from a different era where, like, listen, as a kid, I grew up watching everything rated R. I didn't know what's me. I can't watch it. You can't see it. Like I watch what my parents watched.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? And we were exposed to different things. Yeah. Now it's wait a minute, don't do that, don't touch that, don't say that. You're gonna hurt his feelings. Well, I'm sorry. Some people's feelings did get to be hurt in order to build up.
Exactly.
Certain people.
And what I mean? And I think
I was suicidal when I was 15. I was suicidal when I was 21.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was suicidal. Not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying you could grow past it. You know what I mean?
I feel like at some point, like bullying is actually good.
Yes, it builds fucking character.
No, because on top of that.
Yeah, but not brutally bullying.
Yeah, but I feel like if you were never bullied as a kid or younger, how do you learn the skill set as an adult to be able to deal with life? Because no one's always going to be there to protect you.
Not everybody gonna like you.
No, exactly. And the rich kid that nothing happened, never got spanked, he's gonna come off, he's gonna run off at the mouth at somebody, and he gonna do that till you get punched in the face. You know what I mean? Because you don't learn until you get punched in the face. Oh shit, this could happen?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I was a naive immigrant kid when I first moved to Jersey City. I moved to Jersey City when I was 7 years old. Immigrant kid from Manila. Right?
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know you're not supposed to walk down this block or that block. You know?
That's how you learn.
Yo, I'm this Filipino kid. I'm walking up Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Oh, hell no.
And they like, oh, Jackie Chan. Boop. Punch. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's how I learned. I'm not walking up that block.
You know what I'm saying? Remember my girl Tiffany? I had a girlfriend in Jersey City.
Vaguely.
Okay, whatever. I did at some point. I had a girlfriend. And I remember the last time she moved out. She's out by you. She's in Nevada. Okay. She in Nevada now. Her and her mom. She the last time I seen her when she was out in Jersey, we were on Martin Luther King Boulevard. I was like, why y'all got me here after 12? Going to bar hopping, drinking moonshine under the goddamn back of the bar. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I can't be here because this is something got pop off, and I'm the only man here. That means like I got two women with me. Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, it's nothing to play with. That shit is definitely nothing to play with.
But I feel like you need certain experiences as a kid to give you some life skills as an adult.
You do. You need street smarts.
You know? No, you definitely need street smarts, and you need to be able to pick up on a whim. You know what I mean? Because anywhere at any culture, I walk out the door. If I'm in a whole different coming here, man, I got to be on point. You know what I mean? When I moved here, I never had a gun pulled on me, but when I moved here, they was like, "Hey, nigga, welcome to the white side of things." You feel me? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And now I hear your twang. And now I hear the twang. When I hear it, because you sound like you was New York, but she got a twang in the back. I was like, okay, I hear it now.
He makes fun of how I say everything. It's like
because you say it real quick all together.
It's that and how I say my E's and my R's. Yeah. It's not over here, it's over here.
You don't get some bread.
But that's where you come from her. It's like, that's how we learn.
I'm not going to bed, I'm going to bed.
Going to bed.
Get some bread for the sandwich.
Some bread.
Yeah, real quick.
They over there in the car. Like,
in the car. No syllables, no nothing.
Nah, man.
St. Louis is not a square.
I learned a lot of St. Louis twang.
It's a square. So it's a square, Sarah.
Yeah.
Like,
when you go into the boat, we go into the casino.
The boat is the thank you.
The boat is the casino.
Wait, y'all call it the casino?
So if you in St. Louis and somebody says, "Oh yeah, we about to go to the boat, have a little fun," you in your head, if you're not from St. Louis, you're like, you're going to the boat, and you're thinking because there's a Mississippi River, you're going. There's a boat. No,
there's casinos in the boat.
The casino's on the boat.
No, the casino's on the ground, but we just call it the boat.
Why is it?
That's just what we call it.
Because I think most casinos started on the boat.
That's true. Yeah. When
the
you
river
go,
and shit,
yeah.
River.
So I guess that's the terminology it comes from.
So what are some Jersey things you learned since you've been with me?
Air, like that thing where you outside and you yell. You told me that thing.
Yeah.
That's a Jersey thing.
Is that Jersey or New York? They try to take our shit.
No,
New York try to take a lot of our shit, man. I put a P on it.
If you watch the light at the crosswalk, if you actually try and follow it, that means somebody could run up and rob you.
Exactly. You don't wait.
Oh yeah, I'm from New York originally, so I don't never think we jaywalk since we was born, nigga. We don't have time, no corners. We walk in between the cars.
She over there waiting for. She waiting for.
Oh yeah, you can't get robbed. You waiting?
She waiting for the little white dude.
You pressing the button?
Yeah,
you press the button?
Wait,
the button work?
Yeah, she like the one. It doesn't say walk yet.
Does the button work?
But I'm not only from the suburbs of St. Louis, but we also live in California where they will give you a fat ass ticket for jaywalking.
I understand that, but not over here.
No, not over here, baby.
Not here, sister.
You wait too long. That's when they catch you slipping.
This is what we curse our cops out. We don't give a flying fuck.
I know people that got robbed for waiting at the stop sign.
Yo, son, what you talking about, son? You heard?
Like, he ain't from out here. He waiting at the stop.
Yeah, I don't ever remember doing that unless I was like with a parental unit. Like,
he makes fun of me so they say, "Oh yeah, because you got to follow your rules." He makes fun of me so bad.
Oh yeah, we're not from rule following.
No,
we find out what rules is once we break enough of them to get caught.
I make fun of him just the same way. Anytime there could be any rule post, it could just be something simple like "Don't walk on the grass," and then motherfucker will be like, "Boop!" Like he doesn't care.
But that's an arrogant New York mind state of what we could do whatever we want.
Like, babe, that sign say don't go over. Come on,
but she noticed there's somebody on the lawn with a shotty, nigga.
Exactly.
I know that's different. I'm not fuck the rules at that point.
Oh man. So married life. You're married now.
Yo, you know what? I like it because it's a lot more focused. Like
you were saying before, yeah.
My first couple of years of comedy distracted. Too many, you know what I mean? I think that was my distraction is the attention I got from females, especially as an entertainer.
He's one of the people that doesn't realize, because I'm sorry, my husband is extremely attractive. I'm aware of this. Like in general, he's attractive, not just to me. He don't listen, it's okay. But
I was cuter in college when I had the training day car.
Listen, I'm not. No. From knowing him from back in the day, now this is from my standpoint. I've seen him get women and not try. And you don't try. You're not like we was like we was doing all that extra shit. You just be like, yeah, all right, you know what I mean? And they call you, and I'm like,
of the women I've seen pictures. They have gorgeous females, babe. Like this, you're not ugly. And he downplays his looks so much, but
I'm not saying I'm not
find the river.
I'm not saying that I was ugly, but I'm just saying I was cuter back in the day.
You embraced it then.
Yeah. But I feel like, the older I get, the funnier I get. Because
I think it's not even that. I'm not, because it sounds whatchamacallit, but I think they're attracted to your personality and energy you get involved. Because like I was saying, you're not hollering at girl. You're not attempting to be like, look away or anything like that. You just I've seen you with multiple women, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Meanwhile, we out looking for them. You driving with one, taking us to look for something. Like what the fuck?
That's because I had the training day car.
Well, you don't have you ain't have the training day car in 20 years now.
Yeah, you're right.
You ain't had the training day car. We met. Look here.
I kept the training day attitude while I was in the car. No, but the married life definitely keeps me focused because now, I don't have to go out there be you know,
directing
my energy.
But you became more of a celebrity as you went on. You're on a lot of, like, I see you, like, you did specials and things of that nature. So I'm like, you are known, maybe not like broadcast known.
Yeah,
like that,
but I don't even know if I want to be that famous.
But I'm pretty sure you had groupie stories.
Yeah, but
so
it
comes with it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because
this is how we learn and live.
He doesn't understand when somebody is coming at him, like when a female is showing interest. He doesn't understand it, and it's hilarious to me. One lady even blatantly, like, she got introduced to him with me in the room, like, oh yeah, this is my friend Vince, and this is his wife. So we met her together, and she's steady making comments. And he's not picking up on it at all.
Nah, he's oblivious.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm oblivious too. There's some things going on around me, and I'm like, if it was anybody else, they would have been attacked. But I'm like, nah, let me just chill, because I'm not sure what this is. Because sometimes also that could be a protecting thing too. Because you, like, I know he knows when you're around women, use the opportunity for a man to do or say whatever he feels at the time, whether the outcome is good or bad. So, like, honestly, we're just like, I like to figure out when a female's feeling me. I don't like to just jump off the boat.
Right, I don't want to make an assumption. Oh, yeah, she's just being nice. I don't know. She's
I kind of gotta.
I don't want to think like.
But now we live in an era where some of the women like, "Yo, what up?" Like, they attack us.
It was different though when we got together. I was the one who was oblivious. He showed interest first, but I was the one when he point blank said like, "Yo, so what you trying to do?" I'm like, "Oh."
Oh yeah, that's how we in Jersey say we want to be. He's with
like,
you.
"So what you trying to do?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know you even was messing with me like that." But okay, so it's kind of went.
But you know, she's my anchor. I would call it. Basically, if you're an entertainer, you need like
anchor for the boat. You got casino, nigga.
She keep me grounded. Basically, like now I'm more focused because now it's I have all this comedy and entertainment experience now.
And then you have something else to pull from your life with her. You know what I mean? Right. And that's a good dynamic to have. You know what I mean? That's really a good dynamic.
Like present day, you know, I'm just in the place of gratitude because I didn't think like I'd be able to do what I love in life and get paid to do what I love. You know what I mean?
I mean, but that's what I think that's all we tried to do, though.
Yeah, exactly.
We never tried to get like a regular job.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I finally, I did what I wanted to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Some people like their end game. For me, like fame and wealth is for me. That's their vision of success. For me, I'm already in a place where I'm happy. I mean, if I get to these other places, next levels, that's cool. But I feel like I'm already in a place where I'm grateful because I get to do what I love to do and travel the world and get paid to do what I do. And I'm like, you know what? And even though it took me 15 years to get there, but I never stop. There were plenty of times though I almost gave up. There are plenty of times, I'm not saying this comedy or entertainment, anything, being a rapper, singer is gonna be easy. You know, there was a time like 5-6 years ago, I was sleeping in my car. So I was like, and I almost gave up and quit. And I was like, man, this ain't for me. Maybe I'm thinking maybe I made the wrong.
Okay. I was just checking your time.
And you start to question your choices in life. You know what I mean? Sometimes, but then just this year, I got a call and you know, I got the opportunity to be able to travel the world and just make people laugh. I'm like, that's cool. That's a blessing in itself. Now a lot of people get to travel the world.
Yeah.
And just
do what they want, brother.
Do what they love. You know?
I feel like it's the aspect of being able to travel the world, but because he's been doing this for 15 years, it don't start with you automatically being recognized for your talent. Not only is he able to travel the world, but he's working with people that appreciate what he brings to the table. They understand the value that he brings to a situation. And me as your wife, babe, that's what I want. I want people to see the value in you and all the hard work you put in for over a decade. That's phenomenal.
He's very bad. He's very like, whatever.
Thanks, babe.
Yo, I want to hold y'all up. Y'all, this has been great.
I hope we got good content.
Yo, we have great content. Wife and Jer.
Yeah.
She's the wife and Jer.
There you
the
go.
White Avenger. White. How's it been?
Vince Royale, man.
It's been good.
Yes.
Like I am.
So he's a you don't need no other people. This is your only what they don't call you. This is your only agent, and what do you call him?
That's just I don't know. That's just my
client.
That's my person.
That's my person. Exactly.
That's what they call it now.
That's what I call him.
Oh
seriously.
my god, my person.
We had a coworker that legitimately asked, like, so y'all. It was before we did comedy solely full time. We used to work together too. And one of our coworkers was like, so let me get this straight. Y'all go to work together. Y'all commute together. You live together. And y'all still hang out together. And we were like, yeah. Like, that's just what
it is. That's like, what's up. That's a good relationship.
But you know what? It's unique because not every... If you're an entertainer and you have a partner, they're not all... Not always, they don't always want to be involved in the business.
Yeah.
But you know what? I didn't
you didn't ask her to do it.
You know what I mean? This is something that she wants to do.
That's what's up.
She's just around me enough and knows about the, starts learning about the business. It went from me just hanging out
with my best friend to me growing, having a genuine appreciation for
you. Yeah. And she's pushing me to grow business wise and also creatively.
Real quick, you got robbed in Brooklyn.
Man, that was fake. That was my boy Tino.
Yeah, you got robbed in Brooklyn, brother.
Oh, the thing.
He got robbed. He came to New York.
So my boy Tino.
And he got robbed. Like, why was he outside with no shirt? I know. He's a real comedian?
Yeah, he's a comic. So
he's
basically,
so this what's the homeless looking guy with no?
So he's called the IG bum.
Yeah. Like, the IG bum.
He's gone viral. Like 50 Cent is actually showcases videos on his page.
This is crazy.
This dude,
he's like Queen Flip when he get older.
Yeah, he walk around the subway with no shirt on. There's a video of him taking a dump on the mop bucket in the subway.
Yeah.
So that was him.
Yeah, I seen all that. I knew it as soon as he said, "I got your shit."
Yeah. So IG, that's my boy Tino. He's a
it was.
So he's a comic. I said, "Yo, when I get to New York, Jersey, let's shoot a quick skit." So that was the whole skit. But basically, I'm on the phone and he snatches it.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, you came out here. You got a lot of things done for the holiday season. I see you moving and grooving. You know what I mean? Got robbed in Brooklyn. That's what's up.
But that's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't really want to be that famous. I want to be famous enough to where, like, okay, cool.
You want to be like the side. You want to be like the side part famous, like
to be able to still go to the grocery store.
I don't want cameras in my face all the time.
You don't want superstardom.
Exactly. I want to be able to turn it off. Like, look, I get the tour.
You want to be Redman. You want to be able to still be that motherfucker.
I still want to go to Costco and Walmart.
Yeah.
Without being bothered. Like,
but you would still do a skit.
Yeah, still do a skit. But my thing is, I'm happy where I am. You know what I mean? If I get more notoriety, then you know what? I'll accept it and I'll deal with it then. But I love the fact that I can still do what I love, perform, be at a comedy show, take pictures with people, whatever. But I'm not at that point where I walk out my house and there's people TMZ following me.
You appreciate your privacy.
I love that. I love that I can turn it off. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo,
I
this is cool,
that freedom that you cherish so much.
For me, it's like I'm an introvert, extrovert. I don't know if that makes sense.
You're extroverted.
Oh, he's extra with the introvert.
Yeah. Well, it's like, yo, you know what? When I'm at a comedy show and I'm doing shows, I don't mind being around so many people and performing. But after that, when you go home the next day, I don't, you know what I mean? You just want to chill.
You want to chill. You want to relax.
I need breaks. I'm not social every day.
Yeah.
People think like, yo.
I used to be the other way. I used to want to get that attention until I fell back. I fell back. And,
or like in my family, for the holidays, my mother was like, "Why don't you do a stand-up comedy show for the family?"
She put you on the spot.
Yeah, and I'm like, one, I'm not working. And I don't want to do jokes when I'm not.
And it's different because you're doing it for your family.
Yeah,
exactly. They had all just came to a show he did a couple days ago.
So it's like, all right, you got me. I was working and I got paid. What am I getting for?
Yeah, exactly. The last thing I want to do, I just want to do family stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't
especially because you don't come and do it as much as possible. Is there anything you'd like to say? Ask me, whatever. You can say whatever you want.
I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you coming.
Yeah, man.
I knew this man.
Support my man, Paul.
Long time. Like, he's been grinding for real. Check him. His name is Vince. Now, Vince Royale.
Vince Royale, sir.
Now, is your real name in there somewhere?
Vince Royale. Royale. Cousin Vinny, yep. And everybody like...
The two Utes?
The two Utes.
The two Utes. And Grit. What's a Grit? How you make a grip? Where you get a grip from over here? Anyway, this is a Attention Horse podcast. Did we go through everything? I don't know. Let me cut through real quick. Comedians, I think we did everything, brother.
Pretty much.
How is it being a Filipino comedian?
You know what?
There's a difference.
I never see myself as like.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm a Filipino that happens to do comedy.
Okay.
But I'm not like one of those like, yeah, that's my target audience. When I perform, I feel like my comedy is universal and transcends versus like I'm just doing comedy for this group of people. For me, I just happen to be a Filipino comic, but that's like not my main shtick. Yeah. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, it does.
Yeah, being a Filipino.
No, you never did an act like that? Like, hey, do you know? Or you maybe did.
I mean, I have it, but it's not like my main.
You're capable of it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you know what? Like, if they put me in a room and it's all Filipinos in the room, I got jokes for that particular crowd.
You know how it is. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll read your audience, you know?
That's true.
A room full of all the black folks is not going to get a joke about Filipino household stuff. They're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, they're not. They might laugh at certain things that's done, but they might not get it.
Exactly.
Bruno B. Now, when is Bruno B?
That was a character I'd started doing like 5-6 years ago. And he's
coming back?
The character is a Filipino rapper from Manila.
Oh, so that's the Filipino. Okay, I got you. I got you.
So that he does well in Filipino audiences. Bruno Bars, he's a rapper from Manila. So, but then
Bruno Bars works for the older people too. Oh yeah.
Because there's
a lot stereotypes. I see.
It's funny because there's a lot of Filipino dudes that work in the ships.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
Like
do they like that while they're working there? Do they see that as being funny?
They work in the kitchen, so they don't get to see my show.
Niggas out there. Oh, they probably poison most. They poison. What you say?
They had to get a kick out of it. They're like, they find out I'm Filipino and I'm on the ship. They're like, oh, really?
Yes, because brother, you could be so many different cultures.
Yes.
I can.
You've been got.
I mean, that's a part of my act because like I grew up around everybody.
He talks don't help. Like,
I grew up around blacks, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Arabs, Italians, Polish, Jews.
He got this nasal New York-ish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It throws people off. When I moved to Cali, they're like, well, he looks like a Chinese Mexican.
Yeah.
But, he sounds like a black Jew.
Wow.
Yep.
A black. Wait, can we say it? Yeah. I call him Ishes.
Ishes.
I don't have time. Listen, I had Ye up there. We don't have to talk about that.
That's hilarious.
You know what I mean? I had Megan in the Tory thing.
How, Sway? You know what? I'm gonna walk out. I'm done with this interview, man. You know who I am? You know who I am.
You got go.
How, Poe?
The truth. You don't know. You don't know the
answers. You don't know me, Poe. You don't know the answers, Poe.
I don't got the answers. Yo, this has been Attention Horse podcast episode.
Yo, we was about to end 15 minutes ago, and then we got in the whole rant.
I know, but that's what I like, man. This is my podcast has no rules. It's whatever I do. This is the reason why I love doing this morning rapping. Like, no disrespect, I love hip hop, but to do it. When you rap, you could be yourself, but you still got to put that extra on it to sell it. I don't have to put that extra on it to sell this. All I got to do is be myself.
There's one thing we didn't go over. Briefly, we went over.
Go ahead.
Right? And I want to say this, and I'm not saying this to sound fucked up. Right? But, the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez situation is a very sad situation. I felt like it was unfair trial.
Okay,
I felt like it was an unfair trial. There was like a lot of misconstrued, different stories coming from.
Yeah. She said we don't know what anybody really said.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I hope he appeals it because I feel like I don't know.
I hope he appeals it. I hope he gets that appeal, even though I think the main thing is him being.
But I wasn't there. I wasn't part of the jury. What was presented, but from what I read, it said there were like different accounts of the evening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. I don't know what evidence was presented, but I can't help but think, and this is the comedian in me thinking
that's
like,
what I want. I've been waiting a whole hour and a half for this.
But the night that it happened,
I've been trying to.
I know I'm not the only one that imagined the Harlem Night scene when the dude shot the foot.
Shoot my pinky toe. Quick, you don't shoot my pinky toe.
Like
I'm gonna shoot that motherfucker off.
That's how I imagine. It was like, was it a reenactment of Harlem Nights?
The fact that they said somewhere, they said that he said dance bitch and did it. I knew it was all comedy. I knew it was bull. No, man, I don't care how drunk or whatever you are. Like, you have time to do some movie shit? Dance bitch, pop, pop. Like, all right, if y'all say so, but yeah, it sounded, and then the Kelsey girl, she backtracked everything she said, but I think the main reason that it didn't work out is because they brought back the old recording of her, corroborating that he did it. You know what I mean? So that's, I think, and then the witness was good and bad, because the witness said that the girl shot, but then said Tori had shot too, and da 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 da. So, it's fucked up. And
my question to you is,
go ahead, brother. I'm here for it. Damn it, I've been here for it.
Is she missing a toe now?
No, I was gonna say I'm trying to be nice with my tongue. Hold up, pause. I didn't mean all that. Wait.
This is the stuff that he be trying to say. I be trying to clock him on. Like,
all right, but was that too much?
She twerked.
I think it's a legitimate question.
No, that is a legitimate question. Listen, she was twerking 2 days after some shit. She went and did a show. You got shot in your foot or any part of your foot. Your foot is fragile.
Yeah,
like, it's not something you could just be like, oh, I got shot.
That's what I'm saying. Was it fully blown off, or was it grazed?
Making that eagle. What he did? Eagle? Making the eagle. Drop it out, get that eagle on. She dropped down, got that eagle on. She was spreading the wings.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, but I feel like it's a legitimate question.
Nah, it's very legitimate, and I think this was all. It was all content, all entertainment, the whole shit. It hasn't been this entertainment in the court since probably they all try to go to the OJ situation of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But OJ was a little bit more serious. I think this was.
I wish they broadcast it.
This was a people's court situation.
Was it?
It was people's court. Man. It was a people's court situation. It could have been in the people's court, goddamn it.
Man. That's how they do black folk, man.
Yes. Oh, we end up on Jerry Springer, MORE.IT, and people.
Meanwhile, Johnny.
No, but it was a people. Come on.
I feel you.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard got a whole 2-week freaking.
Yeah, that was a whole travesty too. Yeah. That whole thing was a train wreck, like crazy.
At least we got to see it. You know what I mean? From the beginning of the trial.
But they both went on. They both testified though. Yeah. Tory didn't testify.
Really?
Nah, he didn't testify. He thought he had it in the bag, and I understood why. Because the shit was a train wreck. No matter how you cut it, it was a train wreck of a prosecution or whatever.
I mean, I just wish, like I said, they showed it to us. We ain't seen. I'm just reading about it. So I think
we had. It was the bloggers that was on. If you go on YouTube, whatever, they're giving an account. I'm in here. This is what's happening. What's that girl, Mel Graham or whatever? Wow. Whatever. She needs a show because she's a whole character.
Tory should have got Johnny Depp's lawyer. What's her name?
I don't know what we. Oh, that girl. I vote for her for president, and I will vote for her for president. Hell yeah, she did her job. Oh,
but anyway,
anything else?
No, that was it. I had to get that out the system.
I was waiting. I was like, when is it gonna come out? Like, it's a big build-up. Goddamn.
I'll try to sound smart.
Oh damn! You just waiting 2 hours for that shit. I don't need to know who the grip is on a goddamn movie, motherfucker. I don't need to know that shit. Dave Chappelle, real quick.
Man, one of the GOATs.
Okay.
I feel like, regardless, he's hated. He's either really hated or he really loved. But for me, I feel like he's one of the GOATs.
Yay.
Who's Yay? Man. Early Yay?
Yeah. Oh, come on. We can't do it.
Early Yay.
Right now, Yay.
Now Yay? I don't know.
Now Yay.
I don't even know the Yay that we watch now. That's what I'm saying. He just turned into...
Now Yay.
Now I don't recognize the Ye now. That's not the Ye I grew up with. The Ye I grew up with was Through the Wire. You know what I mean? That Ye was making freaking soul beats for everybody.
Yeah. I get it. But
I know the Ye now is like I feel like everybody feels the same way. Can we even get the old Ye back?
Nah,
probably not.
You can't get the old you back. Can't get the old me back.
That's
so
true.
You just that's how it goes.
I don't like how he evolved.
Nah,
like,
well, I understand some of the things that he said. I understand because the shit he said was shit we was talking about 20 years ago.
Yeah,
ain't nothing new that he was saying. It's because the approach, the delivery, all
the
that.
whole like
he's
running,
not a good speaker. He's a good rapper and musician. He's not a good speaker at all.
But I feel like, at first I was riding with him up until like, oh man, and he starts putting the MAGA hat on. Trump. Getting the whole
Trump.
like, running for president.
Trump.
The whole
I'm trying to lead into Trump. I'm trying to give you.
No, that's not even like the worst though. Now he got like the support of a Nazi or something like that.
We saying all this shit on here. Go ahead.
You feel me? He running for president and he got this Nazi backing him or something.
The white boy?
Yeah, I don't know the exact name, but
I think something.
But come on, yay.
All right, underground rap, because you come from that.
Underground rap.
How you feel it? Beat battle days, underground rap days.
I sound old, but yo, those are the good old days.
It was.
Back in the day when I seen you do the beat battle, they like, do they still have those?
They have beat battles, but it's not the same way. They just you go there and play the beat, and it don't have to be formatted. You're like, we constructed the beat. We put like movie skits in it. We made it a whole production. Yeah. It was a whole show. Like, this is a part of the beat, but watch, I feel like
if you're going to do a competition, why not make it a whole show?
You know what?
But they don't do that now. They don't care to do that now. They just play the beat hot, and that's it for a minute or so, and that's it.
It's not the same. I feel like, hip hop would always have a place in my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
But it's not the same as where you really had to search for your like your next up and coming rapper. Man, I grew up listening to Stretch and Bobbito.
Yeah.
Every Thursday night I'd stay up midnight, have my cassette ready to record, and that would be my whole soundtrack for high school.
With no playlist.
You know what I mean? But now it's like underground, I don't know, man. There's so many now. And then I feel like, what do you even listen to?
It's everybody. SoundCloud is TikTok,
YouTube.
YouTube. Everybody. That's one of the reasons why. Because I'm 40 plus, so that's one of the reasons why. I'm not. I got music, I can still put it out, but I'm not trying to be something.
I tell everybody this. A lot of people that I grew up with are in their 40s and 50s. If you're over 40, like, stop rapping, man. Nobody wants to hear your mixtape.
No,
I don't want to buy your album.
The difference is trying to come out.
Man, I had people over 40, 50
like the
trying to sell
already made it. They're in their 40s and 50s. They could come out with shit.
Yeah, I do a bit about this, right?
Okay, go. I'm waiting for the bit.
Real life. My boy's 55 years old. Calls me up and goes, "Yo, Vince, man, I need to borrow some money for studio time. I got that fire." I'm like, bro, you're on dialysis, man.
He got that
I said,
fire,
yeah, exactly. You need to spend time with your family.
He got that gout too.
He's like, you don't need a rap battle. You need a battle gout. That's what you need a battle. You know what I'm saying?
He's serious.
You're battling high blood pressure, my dude. No, that's all I'm saying. That's a message right there.
Message, Attention Horse Podcast for the 50th time before we sign out. God damn it. This is Vince Royale, the incredible. This is his lovely wife to the side, Sierra. You know what I mean? The wife Avenger. That's how we do it. The Avengers out here, bitch. Fuck what you talking about, gang.